announce a dissolution, a decree necessary, a decree absolute will be pronounced. Do you understand? So in the course of that, your prenups can come in, but it's still at the discretion of the court. So you cannot have a prenup, for instance, that says that the woman should not live with anything, but you have been the one taking responsibility of this woman since the day you got married, and you people now have children. She will now be in custody of the children. You now want to insist that your prenup should take priority. It would not, because someone has to take care of those children. Do you understand? By the time you did your prenup, both of you didn't have children. Do you see? So it's always usually left at the discretion of the courts. Have I answered your question? Thank you. The next question should come, number 5. Then, but before we do that, there's a question that is coming from a lot of people. One said, how many years should you date for before bringing up marriage? One said, how many years did both of you date for before you got married?
Well, for the number of years we dated for, I can't remember. She will remember. No, I can't remember all of that. But the duration does not really matter. Okay? It's about the quality of the period. I give you an example. Okay? As a teacher, you know, we are used to giving examples. And my parents, and if she knows them, my dad said they had one day courtship. My dad married my mom after a day's courtship. And I still say it confidently anyway. I'm still here to see a marriage that is as solid as theirs. I've never seen them quarrel one day. So, and that is the angle I'm coming from. Duration, our courtship to, I can't remember, she will, but it's not, it's about the quality of the time. You can spend 1 month and know what you would know in 10 months. So it's not the length, but how well. So the length of the time.
It was just 1 year. We met another 1 year, we got married.
Okay, my question is about distance in relationship. Distance. Because I'm actually planning, I'm thinking to be maybe a therapist or something. So I really have fun with this kind of things. So I want to ask about distance in marriage or in relationships. When you are in a relationship with someone, you met, the feelings you had was there, then something happened, you had to separate. Apart from trust, apart from communication, what are the things that are meant to the guy to do, the girl to do, for the bond to still be there, even when they are not seeing each other? Thank you.
Thank you very much for that question. And like I said, I want to give examples and so that it makes it so real. Distance is a very key factor, okay, in any relationship. It plays a very big role, usually negative. And when we met, I mean, we were in 2 different countries and we met on the social media. I won't tell you the exact one. Okay, so we met on Facebook. Since you've asked, and like I told you, I do Facebook, I don't do WhatsApp, but I mean, something led to that. And when we met, I was not in Nigeria, she was in Nigeria, and when I felt, okay, so we were talking on the Facebook thing, because it's economical, and we were asking questions. We were being real with each other, considering the sincerity of our purpose. Okay? At the point in time, I had to come to Nigeria to come and see her physically. Okay? To say, okay, well, this person I'm seeing on beautiful on Facebook, is she actually beautiful physically? And she would also be interested to hope this person to, I mean, I wanted someone that is tall How will I see the short or tall on Facebook? So we needed to really come and come down. And she was then in Kogi State. I was in Osho. So regularly we traveled. I mean, fuel was not as expensive as this. So it was easy for us to travel. And we were trying to reduce the impact of distance. When we got married, I needed to travel back. And I said, I mean, the whole essence of me getting married is for association. I need a companion, a company. It doesn't make any sense to now travel alone. Okay? So we also went together, and yes, anywhere I go, as much as possible, once the duration is not so long, I ensure she goes with me. Yes, so if you ask me, I know what impact distance would cause on any man. And growing up, I already knew what I wanted. I was not going to do a job that would transfer me from one place to the other, because at that level, you will not be able to say no. Okay? And even now, even if you don't do a job that would make you stay away, reality might say, yes, you have to stay away. How do you now handle that? If you are not able to travel with your spouse, before you can introduce distance, okay, marriage, you grow in marriage, is like evolution. You can't say the level of trust I had when we were here is the level of trust I have now. Trust, love, all of these values will grow. So you don't introduce distance very early enough. You will cost out. Yes, to the glory of God, we have spent over 10 years. Okay? And even at that, I'm still very careful, because of the impact distance will do. And I give you an example. I got a job overseas, and we all went. And when we got there, let's go back, was an agreement by all of us. And I was traveling every 3 weeks for more than 9 months to Nigeria. Every 3 weeks, because of what to delay. And when you say, there is nothing that will happen, several can happen when distance is there. But if you know it is a distance you can't help, that is when you can now introduce the impact of the social media. Now you can do video call. I just came back from another state just yesterday, and because WhatsApp is there, video call is there, we can pray together. Even on the social media, all of those values cannot be eroded. So communication is very key. If your wife says she can't stay alone, I say, look. By the time you come back and you bring the money, you see that you have lost more than you have earned. So communication would help you bridge the impact, the adverse effect of distance on any relationship.
Before we take this person's question, I have a question. I think I will just answer the question. The person says, I have a boyfriend and we are in a very serious relationship. He just realized that we are both AAs. Although he says there is a way to go about it. Please, what should I do? Should I continue or stop? We've answered your question here, and you can hear everybody shouting, stop.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Actually, Actually, my question is, why do girls of nowadays tend to judge a guy for being living a jack's life in the past, despite the fact of being a new being? I mean, there was a guy who once lived a jack life, like a worst lifestyle, kind of. So he's now a changed being. Anytime he tried to be in a relationship, he explained his mind to the other gender, but then they tend to use it against him. That's just it. The other one, sorry. You said when you were giving the lecture the other time that you should avoid premarital sex, not until after marriage. So are you saying during your courtship you've never had marital sex? If yes, how do you go about it? And if no, why?
Please, there's a question I have here that tallies with his question, so I will just read it out. It says, what about people who have bad pasts? Like, that is, the past of a woman or the man is not really encouraging. Should it affect a relationship, or either party should just forget about what is in the past and move on? So I think it tallies with his first question about past.
It goes together. Well, there are some past, okay, that cannot be overlooked. Okay, you can. There are past you that. Let me give you an instance. You are dating. Okay, you met a lady, and she told, as a young man, maybe 21, and you met a lady, maybe 20, and she said she has a baby. That is past. But you have to be conscious that her past is still continuous. The English scholars will say continuous past. Okay? This type of thing, if you know you can't manage it, do away with it. Just like we advise the person with AS and AS. Stop. It's just an advice. There are some past that, okay, I had 3 boyfriends in the past. We had intercourse in one. All of these stories. All of those are past that are not, depending on to what level, they are not so tangible. Okay?
For God and for youth. We ask the questions now. Let's listen, please.
There are some pasts that are not even related to you. Getting backgrounds. There are some backgrounds nobody will advise you to go into a marriage with. That is not even about the individual's past. Maybe family background. So, if you are confused, I mean, you will get to some level that you will be confused. You need to seek counsel. I mean, there will be people you think you trust, okay? Meet them. Be open. I mean, it's only here that people can't talk about anything. Sex is not a big deal. Be able to say, yes, this is what I'm experiencing. Once you are being counseled, you see that you will grow and grow beyond that state. So, whatever the past is, seek counsel and make a decision either to forge ahead or to stop. The other personal question that the guy asked is a bit personal, and it is difficult because if I give you the answer now, it might be misleading. Okay, so I didn't say yes, so don't quote me, and I'm not saying no. But except if your scenario or your situation is exactly the same as ours, maybe that is when I can say this happened. But there is no one straight answer to that. Okay? And just like the church would even still bless the marriage of people who already have children, there is no straightforward answer to say, okay, oh, this cannot happen, this should not happen. Okay, so just be true with yourself, be sincere with yourself, and your conscience is there to guide you. Thank you.
I will take some questions. They said, can you outline, I will just read out some of these questions so you can take them together. First one, so this one is to, okay, can you outline some websites someone can find a partner from? Then, is it necessary that, this is for you, madam, this question, they said, is it necessary that only husbands should be the ones to cater for the home? We have answered that question today, so I won't, but if they want to. Then the next question, I'm taking these two together. How do you know that you are in love and not in lust or fantasy? Is it okay to date for fun without marriage in mind? One. They are together. Then, what are the signs you will see when your partner is not in love with you again? Let me take them again so that you... Okay. How do you know that you are in love and not in lust or fantasy? Dating websites.
Dating websites, there is none that I know. Okay, yeah, Tinder, I know Tinder. I mean, that collection, you have to be very careful of where you go. I got to know Tinder when I was in Rwanda. And when you go to Tinder website, there are collections of different human beings. Okay? So, gatherings, Tinder, social media are all gatherings where you can meet people. So, I can't recommend anyone at the moment, but any gathering that you have a chance of getting a good one, be it physical gathering, webinar, or what have you, you can launch there. Okay?
What are the signs you will see when your partner is not in love with you again?
Well, there are signs you see when you are in love. You have these, once sex is not there, okay, because if it is sex, the sexual pleasure is different from the pleasure you enjoy when you are in love. So once you see as a man, I know for ladies, once jealousy is gone, love is going with it. As a man, once you see that you are not thinking about that lady anymore, if you are in love with someone, you don't need to be reminded to call the person. You don't need to be reminded to communicate, to tell the person. Once you see, you experience it. It's a chemistry. Once the distance is becoming wide and wider, you're sure something is going on.
Is it okay to date for fun without marriage in mind?
They are saying yes, so you know the answer. So, well, it's all about knowing who you are. Dating for fun, maybe you just want to be having carnal knowledge of the person. That is normal. That is absolutely wrong, because your intentions are evil. Okay, they are sinful, they are not noble. But if you dating does not mean there must be sexual intercourse. It means you already left a state of friendship to say, yes, I think so some level I have confidence in this person. So, for fun, I mean, does it make sense to say I'm eating for fun, I'm drinking for fun, I'm reading for fun? Anything that you do that should be associated with some level of seriousness, and you're just doing for fun, doesn't make sense.
Before we take questions from the people here, how do you know that you are in love and not in lust or fantasy?
Well, it's like what I've said. There is this chemistry. There is a bit difficult. When you love someone, you think about the person. In actual fact, you even think about the person before thinking about yourself. You know that, okay, as this person eating, their problem is a problem. So you want to give them all you have. I mean, for a guy, that's how you feel it. But if you need to beg to give you, it means the feeling is not there. I'm only responding to your request. So you know when you get to the level you should love, you know that, okay, this is really true love, and not when it is lost, all interested is sex. So if what you are interested in a person is sexual intercourse, it is lost. But if it is the well-being of the person, yes, love is involved.
Sir, my question is that I have a friend. So she's in a relationship with that guy. So that guy, both of them were dating that time. And they had sex together. They had sex together. And when she informed that guy, so the guy disagreed. And that guy left her. And she started catering for the welfare feeding of that baby. So the guy later came to plead with the girl. So what should the girl do? And my second question is it good to keep a male best friend while in a relationship? A male bestie.
So the first question is you have a scenario of a baby mama that after some time the guy got back to her senses and came to beg. Well, sincerely, once a child is involved and you can be sure of the intention of the guy, okay, I will still say, and you are not in any other relationship, okay, that is already maybe what have you can consider taking the guy back because a child is involved, okay. So because a child is involved, I would plead, and you are not committed to another relationship, consider taking the guy back. The second is about keeping a bestie, a male bestie. Is it when you are married or you are in a relationship? If you are in a serious relationship, the answer is no. Why? Let me explain to you. Let me explain to you if you want to hear. If you have this understanding that the love, Christ commanded men to give to their wife, is that which Christ had for the church. You will be able to understand some of these things. There is no man on earth that knows you are sharing emotions with another man that you can get the best from. So if you have that at the back of your mind, once you are married or once you are in a serious relationship like courtship, begin to detach with all your bestie. Your bestie should be your spouse. Once there is another bestie elsewhere, forget it. It is the beginning of marital crisis. Okay?
Sam, as I'm going to come in as your lecturer. Now, for instance, your wife cooked, and you have a morning lecture that you have to catch up with, and you will find out that the food is a bit salty, and you have no other means rather than for you to eat that food, and it keep reoccurring like that, like for several times. How would you manage that situation? And have you, at the point in time, helped your wife in the kitchen or to babysit your baby? Because there's a particular culture in Nigeria when I think that's the eastern parts, like Anambra State. A man can never enters kitchen to help their wives. So as a man, have you ever tried that kind of thing, sir? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. The first question is that have I ever entered kitchen to cook? Yes, I do it willingly. I mean, if I wake up very early, so what will it cost me to put food on the fire? It doesn't make me a woman. Okay, but I will not leave my work to come and be stirring amala in the kitchen. So you can do it, I do it. It doesn't make me less of a man. If the food is salty, that is a very practicable scenario. One thing you should know as a man is that your spouse or your partner, whatever they do it with their best. Okay? So, if a woman already prepared, woke up very early, I have 8 o'clock lecture, woke up 6 or 5 a.m. to make a meal for me. Even if the food is salty, with this at the back of my mind, that is just a scenario. I would eat it with all pleasure. Okay? But because I know salt is harmful for my health, I would apply some wisdom. The first spoon I take, I won't throw it out. I would swallow it with love, even if it's not going. Okay? She knows. I won't complain. But I say, I don't want to, don't tell me the food is salty. Once I have that idea, it's a different ball game. But if she had served it, I would eat it with love. I would take the first spoon, the second spoon, and that's what I do, I can say, we will finish the rest after my lecture and take it from the. Okay? What I now do with the food is secondary. When I come back, because if you don't communicate, I told you marriage is all about evolution. And we can't say we are at our best, because it amazes me when you see people who have spent 30, 40 years still disengaging, divorcing. So it's a process, so you have to live like a school, continue to make it better. I will not come back home and say, baby, what are you pay rice yẹn fẹ́ níyọ̀ díẹ̀? You will say, mi ti ẹ̀ lè jẹ́. The woman will feel so bad. Say, what are you pay iyọ̀ fẹ́ pọ̀ díẹ̀ ń bẹ̀? They would know. And even if it repeats itself, don't say, ṣebí mo ti sọ fún ẹ, mi ń jẹ yọ̀. The woman will just say, okay, come and prepare the food by yourself. And that is where problem, crisis will continue to creep in. So once you see yourself as a team player, that yes, our role is to cook, but we are partners. You won't say, you don't know how to do it. It's just like, on the other hand, a man that's labored so hard to say, this is what I can provide for the family. Maybe the lady needs 50,000. And the man went all out, all through the day, to bring 35,000 to the table. If the woman wants peace and wants another one, she should still say, thank you very much. Go with that. And later said, say, this 35,000, I spent it, will still be needing 15,000. You won't just say, I said I need 50,000. The man too would go out there and say, I need to go out and see how easy it is to make money. So you have to be realistic and put yourself in each other's shoe. Thank you.
Thank you. My question is, when a friend, a male and a female, like a friend, then their friendship is going beyond just a friend. It's like a brother and a sister. They love each other in their mind. Like the male is like, I don't want to tell this girl because I don't want that friendship to break. The girl on the other side is not normal for a lady to approach a man. Before we know it, the relationship will be somehow. So what can be done? Because before we know it, they will lose themselves.
My question goes thus. You pinpoint your point about trust and love. Now you said 100% trust. Now I want a comparison ratio between trust and love. Is this 6-4 or 45-55? And relating this to what is the level of jealousy a partner can have on the other, to the extent of, okay, caught the man cheating and cut off his manhood or something like that, or according to different cases that is happening all over the world now. Then, okay, that's it.
Thank you very much.
So then, thank you. After answering these questions, please just give us a general advice for young people in relationship. That's all we'll be rounding it up with. Thank you.
The first question by the lady, that a boy and a girl, they are liking each other and they are friends. Once handshake is going beyond where it should be, within your wrist, and handshake is getting here, you should know there is a problem. One thing is very key in any relationship: self-control. Self-control. You can be very close with a friend. They call them ọ̀rẹ́ kòsùn. But once the lost intention is not there, there is no problem. You are beginning to have this sexual intention. You need to be very careful. And if you are maybe getting to a stage that you should settle down, and you are just doing brotherhood and sisterhood with the other person, there is no law that says it is the man that should ask out. There is nowhere it is written. It is just a perception. Even if you are not going to ask out, you can apply wisdom to say, I mean, this our friendship here is so nice, but do you think it's leading us to anywhere? The man would either jabber or clarify things. So you know that, okay, if he says, oh, I'm sorry, I just like you, I have someone I'm dating, you won't waste your time. But if you keep assuming, there is nobody, there can be somebody. So that is that about that. The other part of the question is that trust and love. Love, okay? Love, love. Are you with me? And there are several factors that would make that love grow. Trust is absolute. Loyalty is absolute. I can't say I trust you with my money, but I don't trust you with my friend. That is not trust. Once you trust someone, money, life, everything, you trust them with it. But love would grow. And I tell you, you can't say you love any man or any woman until you start the institution of marriage. That is where you would see the practicality of love. Okay? So, yes, you need to first trust the person you are going into marriage with, and at least a benchmark of love to say, yes, I think I'm attracted to this person, but it's whatever the person does in the marriage that will say, oh, I think I can die for this person. Okay? So, and to the other part of jealousy, except we want to deceive ourselves, there is no gender that is not jealous. If a man says, me, I don't care, do whatever you want to do, nah, lie. Oh. The person does not love. And if a woman says, you can even be packing ladies, I don't care, it still lies. But you need to really manage the jealousy and know the type of person you are married to. If you know the person is a very jealous person, you begin to work on the jealousy. And how can you do that? Once the person begins to really trust you, the jealousy would be decreasing. But if you know a wife that will not even want you to get close to your younger sister, there are ladies like that. When she sees you and sees that, okay, this person, I think I can even trust him with my friends, the issue of your younger sister becomes minor. So you work on each other's jealousy and you say, okay, no, you don't need to be that jealous. Communication. Well, I did this because she's my student and there's absolutely nothing beyond this. And be sincere.
For God and for youth.
So once she begins to have this trust, you can be sure the jealousy would reduce. On a final note, uh, my advice would be in twofold, because when I was discussing with the parish priest on Sunday, he mentioned that he spoke with my lord, the bishop, and the bishop asked me to do one thing, and that is what I will do. Okay? Before I give the final remark on this marriage relationship thing. So just allow me to stand up. I've been sitting for quite so long. And if I have to deliver the message of the bishop, courtesy demand, I stand to give it. And it is just for you guys. Like I told you, I lecture. And one thing, I should talk about money. Yes, and that is where I'm even going to, because I know this love thing that we are talking about. Men are saying, oh, kò tí ẹ kàn mí, owó ni kókó. And that is the angle I want to take it from. We know we have ladies here, we have men here. The in thing now, the recent trend is that guys, ladies are just looking for shortcut money, Yahoo, crypto, and all of the and what? And what? What? Working boy. I see them, they are my students. But I tell you with all level of seriousness, most of these things don't last. Most of these things, all this quick money, they don't last. I've seen students that would drive G-Wagon, and when you ask of their lifestyle, 2-3 years, it is nothing to write home about. And because we are like brothers and sisters, we should tell ourselves the truth. The new trend now is that, yes, IT is in vogue. If you would use the IT, use it in a very positive way. Not all this Yahoo, all this crypto. And the truth about it is, whatever money you don't work for does not last. Whatever money you don't work for does not last. And that is why, even when you look at your different communities, you see people who have made money through dubious ways, politicians, after they leave office, what becomes of them? And that is the angle. I'm not saying it's all politicians that are dubious, but those ones that are very crooked, they just went to steal money. When they come back, just give them some matter of time, they become so broke. So as youth, as young individuals, that you have the energy. If I still look around, I will still call myself a youth. And that is why I still do things I still do. On Sunday, I told Father, I said, see, when we were talking before he came here, I said, before I came for Mass, I went to my farm and I cleared. I planted corn. I planted sweet potato. Father knows. My wife knows. So if I'm lying, I'm not lying. And, I mean, to show you what hard work is. If I don't do it, maybe it will make no difference. But to just tell you what I still do. In Nigeria, people are so blind to the opportunities in Nigeria. So blind. they believe if they don't leave this country and go abroad, their life cannot be nice. And once you have that mindset, opportunities would pass and you would never be able to see. I do farming because it's my passion. Okay? So begin from now to identify what you are passionate about. And how do you identify that? It is what you do that even if you don't make money from it, you will still continue to do it. And develop yourself in that manner. In my farm, I have 9 core members. And I tell you, I already rejected 7 because of the current trend and attitude. People that studied Greek, that don't know, they don't want to know, and they are full of nonsense. So, please, develop yourself, give yourself skills, and look for ways you can make money legitimately that you can develop, and then financially you would now be ready for marriage. So this is going to both male and female. On a final note, with regards to relationship and marriage, my own advice would be that whatever relationship you are going to, have sincerity of purpose. Know exactly what you want from that relationship, and ensure that communication is effective. I thank you so much for your attention, and God bless. So I hand over to my wife to also give. So she said it's okay. Thank you.
For God and for youth. For God and for youth. Please let us give Professor and his wife a round of applause. Thank you. We want to say a very big thank you to you, Professor and Mrs. Oyeyipo, for agreeing to be here with us, for sharing your knowledge with us. We've learned a lot from the things that you shared, both from your personal life experiences and from even the core values that you have built your lives with. We are very, very grateful. And on behalf of our chaplain, the diocesan executive members, and the planning committee members of this doctrinal week, we want to say a very big thank you. Thank you so much. We pray that the good Lord would always be with you and would always lead your path. Thank you. Thank you so much to your babies for being with us too. Can we all rise while they go out? Can we all rise and say thank you to them while they go out? Thank you. We may have our seats. Thank you so much for your time as well. Thank you.
For God and for youth. Are we tired? If you are happy and you know, clap your hands. If you are happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you are happy and you know, and you really want to show, if you are happy and you know, clap your hands. Let us be on our feet. Let us rise, let us rise. Let us rise. Tell your neighbor, if you are still sitting, you are wrong. Tell your neighbor, the person beside you, tell him or her, if you are still sitting, you are wrong. So let us stretch our body, stretch your legs, stretch your legs, stretch your legs, stretch your hands, stretch your body. Stretch, stretch, stretch every part of your body. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Stretch your legs, stretch your body. Some of you are not stretching, oh. All right, if you are not stretching your body, let us have our seat back. Thank you. Well, very quickly, as it has been announced, we have the representative of the National Youth Council. We have the chairman of the National Youth Council in our midst, National Youth Council of Nigeria in our midst. And is and also one of the ESCOs, the state ESCOs. So it will be the state chairman in person of Comrade Ajala would be addressing us for 3 to 5 minutes. Just to say hello to us. Just to say hello to us. So for that, let us keep quiet and listen attentively. So, Comrade Ajala, please kindly come forward to address us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to, for youth and for, all right, for God and for youth. For God and for youth. I could remember some years ago, I don't used to sit at the front, at the back. You see, we are the one that will be saying, no, no. So when they are saying it now, I can connect. I connect with you guys. All right, thank you so much. You know, it got to a time that in this stage of life, let me first appreciate the leadership, the national leadership of the CYON. I want to appreciate you for bringing this together. Please, can you appreciate them for us? Likewise, I want to say that the Catholic Church, the issue of faith in Catholic Church is very sacrosanct. And I want to shock you that, do you know my catechism? When I was living with my grandmother, I was a Catholic. So I had during that time, everything about Catholic is in the blood. But however, let me go to that history. So I want to say that I bring greetings to you from the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Osun State, who happen to be the umbrella body for all youth organizations in the state. And I must say that the lesson learned here, please don't just put it aside. At this point in time, when a lot of things is happening in the country, a lot of people are messing things up, I just want to encourage you that if I ask you, what are you going to do differently? What are we going to say about you? Some people will come here and I can tell you that they will not learn anything, they will go home. But I must tell you sincerely that some people will come here and their life will change for better. So it now depends on the kind of person you want to be. I tell you sincerely that I have attended a lot of programs, I've been part of programs. But after you leave this program, you should ask yourself one singular thing. What has changed in my life? Or am I here to just mark register? So it's very sacrosanct for us to look at this thing holistically. If we are looking at the topic rooted in faith, cultivating the Catholic spirituality in a secular world, there are Catholic individuals who have done exceedingly well in the secular world. But if I will ask you, youth, what have you done? Or what will you do differently? So the question is simple. It is for you to tell yourself, I want to be different in my own field. I'm an agriculturist and I'm a development practitioner. And I can tell you sincerely that the first traveling out is because I'm involved in youth. And I've been to more than 5 countries. But nobody has ever given me money like this. So let me tell you something. That thing you are doing in your own space, you can be different. just look at yourself, look at your environment. What is the problem in my environment? What can I do differently? Then be persistent, be consistent with that thing. Before you know it, people will call you. So if I were you, after leaving this program, I would not just come, this is an annual program, and go home. But I will leave this place, not that shouting. As we are talking here, some people are far, 100 meters away. But can you just come back home? Can you just come back home and just allow and check your conscience? What will I do differently to affect my generations? And that is what I have brought to you this morning. As the leader of the National Youth Council of Nigeria in Osun State, I want to tell you that the Youth Council in Osun State is proud of CYON and for the leadership for what they are doing. And I want to tell you that please continue in this thing. Development of Osun State, development of Nigeria cannot come to limelight if you and I, we don't contribute our own. Today, fuel price is at 1,000 or thereabout in Osun State. And everybody is clamoring. You can easily count the number of cars on the road. But there are people who are bringing initiative when there are crises to solve a problem. And I ask you and I challenge you this day, what will you bring on the table? Even as a man, as a woman, what will you bring on the table? A woman that depends so much on a man who is saying that I want to marry a rich man. Can't you be a rich woman that every man will look for? So we need to change our orientation and mentality. And that is the level to which we are. I hope that it will go to a time that a brother will go on mountain that if I don't marry that woman, because he's possessed, he has a lot of ability. And that is the level of virtues and potentials you have added to yourself. Conclusively, I want to say I celebrate you. But if you leave this place and your life did not change, if you leave this place and you did not learn a single thing, you have wasted your time. And I want to say that if I were you, I will change the narrative. I don't know, maybe we know this song. Because Christ is the center. I don't know, when we walk with the Lord, can we sing it out? In the light of His word, what the really shed on our way. When we do His goods, He'll abide with us till trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy but to trust and obey. Conclusively, I want to say that Christ is the center of it all, and He's at the center of it all. And I'm proud to say that I'm a Christian with potentials. We are apostles in the marketplace, and they must see the light of God in us. Our slogan is build the youth, build the nation. If I say build the youth, build the youth. Thank you very much and God bless.
For God and for youth. On behalf of our chaplain, Reverend Father Lawrence Olaniyan, the sister coordinator, Sister Chibuzo Onyenanam, DHS, all the executive members, and the planning committee, we say thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing those words with us. And we pray as you go, God will bless you through Christ our Lord. Let me say this before I conclude. For God and for youth. this time we are now is not the time to be dragging issues. Once you misbehave and you are caught, you are going home.